jump in the time capsule and go back. Actually, too, I want to mention this. You're a 1973 graduate of McBee High School, which I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm from the state of South Carolina. I was like, where is McBee High School? But it's up by Hartsville, for those that are wondering, up in the upstate, kind of in the upstate, if you will, kind of that part of the state, whatever. But up by Hartsville, McBee High School, you were the school's first African-American valedictorian. So kind of a cool thing, and I'm sure not a lot of people knew about you. But again, you graduated from USC in 1977 with a Bachelor of Arts in Broadcast Journalism. You were also named Outstanding Senior at USC. Just talk about, though, again, you go to the University of South Carolina, you start your media career. Was it always a thing for you where you're like, I'm going to go to South Carolina? Did you grow up a Gamecock? I mean, obviously now you're in the media world and you take the biases out of it and all that good stuff, but you are a Gamecock. So, what was that decision like for you, I guess? What made the decision to go to USC? What made that for you, and why'd you choose to go there and pursue media and start your journey there?
Well, first of all, I became a Gamecock fan because of Frank McGuire and basketball way back in the day. Really enjoyed watching his teams and just loved watching Coach McGuire. And by the time I got into TV, he retired. He had retired. He retired in 1980. I got into TV in 1981. But I was able to get to know him, especially after I started working at WIS, and we had a great relationship. But I grew up loving sports, loved to play sports, loved to watch sports, loved to read about sports. And I also discovered I had a knack for writing. And I said, hey, why not go to school and, become a sports reporter, become a sportscaster? That was a dream I had. South Carolina, I had a good journalism school. I said, okay, I'm going to go to USC and see what happens.
I want to ask you this, Rick, because again, I talked about you were the first African-American sports director in South Carolina. And again, you went to, the University of South Carolina in the mid 70s. And I'm sure for you getting in media, you overcame a lot of obstacles and you broke a lot of barriers. What was that like? I mean, as an African-American man at that point, at that time, and again, like I said, you've done that throughout your entire career, which again, I think is really, really inspiring. I mean, you haven't let anything stop you on this journey and, having a great career to this point and beyond. But what was that like? Because I think it's interesting. I talked to I had Alex English on the show as well, and I feel like you guys, it's very similar in regards to breaking the barriers, like overcoming that, kind of leading the path, if you will, or leading the way, if you will. Like, what was that like as far as overcoming barriers and just kind of having to kind of make your way into the media world, if you will?
Well, one of the things you have to do is you have to shove aside the people who think you can't do it or you don't deserve to do it. I had a guidance counselor at McBee High School. As you said, I was the valedictorian, and she was trying to discourage me from attending the University of South Carolina. She said, you're from a small school, maybe that'll be too much for you. And I went on and graduated as an outstanding senior. And that's a real big accomplishment because when you think of the number of students, the number of seniors at the University of South Carolina, that group of outstanding seniors is a very small one. And then just getting into broadcasting, I just had to get an opportunity. I believe WIS turned me down twice. And even though, like the second time, they really pursued me and really wanted me to work there, I thought, and they wound up hiring a guy who wasn't nearly as good as I am. But I had a general manager at WPDE in Florence, Jerry Conver. I got to give him all the credit. He hired me, even though I had no experience in TV, hired me as the sports director. And I told him, you won't be sorry.